Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you something very important that all traders need to understand. I'm going to show you how to identify and trade market structure so that you can trade any markets successfully. So we're going to start looking at this BTC USD chart here. I'm going to show you first how to actually, what is the different market structure? How does the different market structure actually look, right? So you have basically three types of market structure. You have a upwards trending market structure, a downward trending market structure, and a range, basically a bullish trend, a bearish trend, and a range, right? So the most important thing here is to learn how to identify uptrends, the downtrends, and the ranges, right? So we do this by looking at the chart and we try to find and we try to ask ourselves, is the market in a state where the highs is higher than the recent highs? Is the lows higher than the lows before it, basically? So that will look something like this. You have a high, a low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and this goes on for as long as the bullish market structure is intact. This is an uptrend, right? An uptrend, upwards trending bull market with the higher highs and the higher lows, right? So right here, the most important thing to look out for is higher highs and higher lows. And in a bearish market structure, obviously you're going to see the same stuff but in reversed, right? So you have a bearish market structure that looks like this. You have the high here, a low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, like that. And that is a bearish market structure, right? And how you find bearish market structure is you look for lower highs and lower lows. Very simple, but very important to understand and to learn this. Now, what is a range? Well, a range is when price is not in a trending market, right? So you have, instead of seeing higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, you see equal highs and equal lows. So this area right here could be viewed as a range. And the interesting part about this one as well is usually before obviously that's not perfect, but a range would be something like this. And obviously you can get a range that would keep on ranging for a very long time with equal lows and equal highs. And usually what you get at the top of a bull market and the top of a bear market is you have some sort of range. And a good example of this is right here, where this higher low and this higher high compared with this equal low and somewhat of an equal high, or if you compare it with this one, a lower high, this technically creates a range, right? Now you might get in an uptrend, you might create a range as accumulation before the continuation of the bull run, or you might have a distribution range that comes before the distribution in a bull market that leads to a bear market. And the same thing happens at the bottom, where you get a range forming as accumulation before the start of a new bull market. So it's key for every trader to look at the markets that you're trading and try to identify, is the current market that I'm about to trade, are we in a trending market or a ranging market? If we are in a trending market, is it a bull market or a bear market? And if we are in a range, is it at the top of a bull market or is it at the top of a bear market, or the bottom of a bear market? So now let's take this that I just showed you and try to apply it to the current Bitcoin chart, and I can show you how you could implement this strategy, well, let's maybe not call it a strategy, but a way, basically apply this market structure to the current chart of Bitcoin, right? So what we can see here on the weekly, we see that we clearly, you know what, let's go to daily. We clearly right here, if you use the replay function to remove that price action right here, we see that when Bitcoin was trading here, we had a very, very clear bullish market structure, right? That kind of goes like this, a very clear bullish market structure. We have a low area here, we have a high, we have a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, look what happens here. Look what happens here. We go down and we effectively create a lower low because that low is lower than that low. Now the question is, will the next high be lower than this high, or will we have a higher low and continue the uptrend, or will we maybe create some type of range here before we break down? What happens is we get rejected right here. Let's remove these. We get rejected right here and we create a lower high, which brings us down to a lower low, right? And this is where we are right now. So what happened here was on the daily, we actually started to see the first sign of a bearish market structure forming right here. And you can kind of see that before the breakdown of this bull market and before the potential bear market starting, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is in a bear market, but this is the potential start of a bear market, and obviously that bear market would look something like this, right? Just like I've showed you before, where a bullish market structure goes into a bearish market structure. And what do you have at the top? Well, in my opinion, you have a quite obvious, at least a short, a range up here. We range for a while up here. That would be the range most likely. And you saw the price came up, started ranging in this area, broke down, and that was the range at the top of the bull market or the uptrend. You could still have uptrends and downtrends in a overall bull market, and that's pretty much what we're getting right now. But you saw the uptrend, range, broke down, started the downtrend, right? Now that is on the bigger picture. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin on the lower time frames, and let's try to apply this technique of finding and identifying market structure on the most recent price action and the local range that we're trading in right now. So looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour at the current range, we see that Bitcoin is right now in a range, but it's also displaying a very clear market structure and also a bullish break in market structure. And I'm going to show you how that looks. So we started a potential downtrend. We're now in a range. The question is, will we break down and continue the downtrend? Will we break out and resume the high time frame bull market? This is the current range that we have been seeing from Bitcoin. This is not going to be perfect, and when trying to identify market structure, you kind of have to, you can't take all the tops and the bottoms. You have to look at the bigger picture. I think it's better if we use the 12-hour here, makes it a little bit cleaner, right? Or even maybe the 8-hour. Yeah, the 8-hour is good. So we have a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. And what do we see here? That is a higher low. This is a downtrend inside this range. This is a downtrend. That right here, when we created that bounce right here, that is the first sign of a bullish break in market structure, where we created a higher low. We went up, we broke the bearish market structure here, and we now have a potential uptrend forming with a higher high and a second higher low. And if this is the case, and if this bull market is going to resume, and if the uptrend for Bitcoin is going to resume to the upside, this is what I expect will happen, right? That would be how this market structure would look. Now, how do you actually trade this? Well, you want to get in at the break of the market structure. Bearish market structure, bullish market structure, bounce here, and they have a confirmation of a bullish break in market structure. You want to buy the confirmed break in market structure, right? Now compare this with horizontal levels or whatever indicators you want, and you have the basis of a trading system. All right, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and we are going to be producing so much more content on our YouTube channel here in the Birbness. So make sure you sign up to the YouTube channel. If you like this free content, check out the subscriptions that we have. You can try it out for free, where we release videos like this on a daily basis. We have daily webinars inside the Discord, so please check that out if you want. Try it out for free now. Go to thebirbness.com/free trial. All right, guys, take care everyone, and see you guys in the next one.